After this last meeting, in the bathroom, I continue to ask my genius because I want it to be that way. But in the reality is the belief that I am not capable of anything. In vain I got into business. I can't do anything. I'm not worth anything, I'm saying. Something wrong, my uncontrollable smiles and speech, plus everything else, etc. I write this and remembered a line from the book. Who first succumbs, you or reality? I wonder if this applies to me at the moment. Must continue. Ask your success and genius in building your company? Or, conversely, is it a signal to look for another area of application of effort? On the one hand, you write that you set your genius and that's a doing it right. But on the other hand, you immediately mention that although real there is no experience in this area, neither in business nor in building communications. As a result, everything is almost the opposite. Perhaps this is because you immediately take the high bar, being on the bottom step of the career ladder. You need to compose the task of yourself and your reality based on real situation at the moment. For example, if you being an ordinary secretary, you will set the reality where you scroll transactions on level, and in the competence of top management, reality of course will react, but most likely inadequately. The career ladder is better rise gradually, declaring that you are brilliantly fulfilling your work and you are promoted higher and higher. Another point, there may be side effects. For example, when I ask my genius myself, people who begin to surround me, literally they're doing some sort of mess. But over time it passes. Observe and learn how to set reality in your life. With the plate, we highlight a looming frame, that is, the nearest future, and how to work with the long term. Say, if mine, the intention to get married, I candle a frame where already with my husband in our house, or frame where we get to know each other and relationships begin. I want to lose weight, a shot where I am in perfect shape, or a shot where I'm getting slimmer. The plate highlights not only the near future. Similarly, the future is also very distant. Only fly to it. The films are far away. You can highlight both the distant future and the nearest. But the final frame is better. If you want to live with a wealthy man, you must meet someone who is capable of it. Highlight the frame where you live in a wealthy family, and at the same time keep an eye on whether a similar candidate will be found nearby. At the same time, you should understand that people with high ambitions looking for a decent couple. That is, you must do your appearance and self-development. Ask yourself as perfection, and simultaneously perform trimming. Shots where I'm getting slimmer is rather not frames, but thought markers with which you state the progress. Can you answer what to do with bad, negative thoughts that seem to climb into your head? Especially when I try activate the plate. All sorts of creepy, something that I absolutely cannot desire. There is some kind of fear. I am always afraid for the children. I understand that I can only hurt. How to drive away these thoughts? How to calm down? Watch your thoughts. Remember that your thoughts are not you. You are your attention. Before you start working with the plate, you must enter a calm mood and prepare a field of your thoughts, positive attitudes, and then activating the plate quickly and to concentrate on these positive attitudes. What is the best way to set reality? I mean the following. Reality needs / can be set the next day, or before some, then the action of the current day, highlighting the desired result, or for a year, or immediately to some specific goal, large or small, or immediately to a global change in life, highlighting the result of this changes. Reality must be set both near and long term. Choose one, the main goal, and set it systematically. And, along the way, everyday goals. How to distinguish obstacles, those that need to be passed. Trusting to your world, on the way to your goal, from those who tell you that this is not your goal door. Your door is where everything is simple and clear and easy. Another door, this is where difficulties. Although everything is relative. In your doorway and difficulties can happen and nowhere to do. Without labor, aliens and yours the doors are known in comparison. Where it is easier, follow there. How the technique with a plate combines with other practices transurfing? For example, with a glass of water. Transurfing is more a state, in the sense of living in a state let be. Even virtually until virtuality, not will go over at actuality. The plate is more impulse, short and powerful impulse for the task of reality. If you combine this and that technique, it will, of course, be more effective. That is, a glass of water plus the plate equals efficiency. If you can combine these techniques, of course, I did not recommend combining if you're not very experienced. Different technician, different working mechanisms. Is it possible to play with oneself in the looking glass? I broadcast my desired reality. I fall into the looking glass, and I feel good there, but in this reality begins to be acutely felt that it is no longer mine. To play in the looking glass means to dream. The task of reality is it is a conscious, one might say, pedantic process. Go play in sandbox. Walking live in the movie in general quite a serious thing. When a person buys a lottery ticket and intends to win on it, the frame highlights it turns out he also set the script because he works with a specific lottery ticket. Then what about the lottery? Not set. Winning the lottery as a fait accompli is a frame. It can be asked, but not the fact that there will be a gain because this frame may lie on a very distant film. The game on the stock exchange in the casino in the lottery is reluctantly amenable to highlighting. Explain in more detail what it means to have nothing to do with it. It will be more accurate if you move away from the grammar and say, be not moreover, to emphasize the meaning. You are not the cause of changes in reality. You only highlight the frame, and it itself materializes through the medium of meta-power. The mechanism of external intent is turned on only if you act so that the reason is not you, the reason not in you. This must always be remembered, so that when working with the plate, you old habits did not slip into the efforts of inner intention. It's not the effort that matters, but the concentration and detachment. You highlight the frame as if it is not you but someone else. You are not doing it. They must say to themselves, what am I doing here? I have nothing to do with it. Today I went about my business and suddenly decided, frivolously so, ask one event, drew attention to the back, introduced, and forgot about it. Just forgot. And what do you think? In the evening this event happened.